this album's gonna be for me. Come on! Oh my god! Is all her music like this? Oh my god! Yo, what? What is this? I can't lie, it started growing on me. Y'all, this is the craziest reaction we've ever done. Welcome to my channel, I'm Nisi. Let's just go on ahead and rip this band-aid right on off. No, I have never listened to Lady Gaga. I have never listened to any of her albums. I've never pressed play on any of her songs. I don't think that I could name her top 5 biggest hits if I had a gun to my head. And any of her songs that I have heard is either from vaguely hearing it while scrolling on TikTok or from hearing it in the background while shopping for a crop top at the mall. So you may go ahead and commence your attacks in the comment section. We have been through this so many times at this point. I already know what y'all are gonna say. Girl, you literally don't know anyone. Have you been living under a rock? What kind of life did you live before having this channel? And you know what, girl? I don't have a defense to any of that. I already know that Lady Gaga is a legend and an icon, and I have so much respect for that. I just never really bothered to get into her music. As a matter of fact, I almost didn't do this reaction. That's why this video is late. I almost literally skipped this because when it comes to Lady Gaga, I literally just have no idea what I'm talking about. So I didn't even know how this reaction would go. And judging by some of the things that I've heard on TikTok, the little clips, I don't even know if her sound is really for me, which is why I gave you guys a poll to let me know if you guys would be interested in this reaction, and you guys overwhelmingly said yes. So I finally decided that I would just sit down and give this a listen because, to be honest, it is kind of ridiculous to not know Lady Gaga in the year of 2025. So I at least need to give this a try, and you guys know I always have an open mind to these things. She's got to be a legend and an icon for a reason. So since this is so long overdue, I say we just go ahead and jump in. If you end up liking me and liking this reaction video, by the end of this video, I hope that you will consider hitting that subscribe button because we would love to have you here. And yes, there are other big named popular artists that everyone knows and loves that I just have no idea about. So if you want to see me get into them as well, it's all here. Come on back. All right, you guys, welcome to Mayhem. We're gonna quickly review the track list like we typically do, just so that you guys know how familiar I am with this. There are 2 songs on here that I am somewhat familiar with because, like I said, TikTok, social media in general. Abracadabra. I don't know anything about this song. I don't know what the heck it's about. I don't know what's going on. I just know I'd be scrolling, and next thing you know, I just hear Abracadabra, Abracadabra. I'm like, what is happening? See, I heard that, and that's why this reaction is late, because I was like, I don't really know if this album is gonna be for me. But yeah, so there's that song that I've heard little parts of that, and then Die With a Smile. Obviously that song got like really big. Every time I scroll and I see people keep on taking rom-coms, like romantic movies, and like slicing them up into little cuts and then laying this song over it with like the dramatic beat drop. So I have heard that. I actually really like the sound of that song. Can't lie, I really like that one. Here we go, you guys. It is time to get into my very first ever Lady Gaga listen. Very first Lady Gaga album. Mayhem is also a bit like terrifying because Mayhem is like chaos, disorder, disarray. I just have no idea what we're about to get into, but I'm excited. All right, guys, here we go. The first track is Disease. This actually is a single, right? I've heard of this, but I've never heard this song. I've just heard people talking about it. Okay. Oh! All right.
There are no more tears to cry.
All right.
I heard you begging for life, running out of medicine.
Okay.
Screaming for me, baby.
Come on. Come on.
On the inside, I can be your antidote tonight.
Oh!
I can cure your disease.
Come on, then. Come on. Dude. All right. That's interesting. That's very interesting. I don't really know what to say. After hearing Abracadabra, that's what I was saying when I said I kind of expected this. I kind of expected, it's called Mayhem. You know, so I expected a very chaotic, a very boom, boom type of sound. I am digesting that. This sounds like really cool. I really like the layering here. She's talking about like, I can cure your disease, your worst thing you've ever been. We can get real deep into the lyrics later at the end of the song, but seems like there's something wrong with someone, and she is sort of relating it to like a medical type of situation. She's relating it to a disease, and she's like, antidote, I could be the medicine, things like that. So talking about curing an issue that someone else has. I don't know, maybe they're lonely, maybe they're sad, and she's like, I can be your remedy. I can be your happiness, your sunshine. The instrumentation is all over the place, but this is really fun. I don't even know what to call this. All right. Okay. Yeah, like sad, they're tortured. Sing it, the vocals. I love this part. The vocals are eating. Come on! I love how she dipped right there. Anecdote tonight. Smell your sickness. Come on! This goes so hard. Oh my god! Come on! Dude, what do you call this? It's like rock, metal, like heavy. I don't know what you even call this. Is all her music like this? I feel like I've said before, I think I've heard some of her hits like Being in the Mall. I don't remember this. This is like a lot. Like I said, Abracadabra kind of gave me like these vibes, but this is like on another level. Like this is heavier, this is darker, this is more extreme. This is like actual, like we're actually wearing black leather and like chains and doing this. These vocals are insane. Like the screams, but it's not just like straight up screaming, she's still singing. And it just sounds, her vocals sound so strong. How old is Lady Gaga? Like, I feel like she's been around for a really long time. These vocals are strong. Okay, we're gonna get to the lyrics. They're not like super duper, you know, complex or anything. She said, you're so tortured when you sleep, plagued with all your memories. You reach out and no one's there, like a God without a prayer. So this is the person who's like really going through a lot, like a lot of inner turmoil, like a lot of sadness. They're plagued with their memories, so maybe they're dealing with a lot of regret, and they're reaching out like they want someone to help them, and no one's there. No one's there to help. But she said, I can smell your sickness, which it's such like a creepy type of line, but I can smell your sickness. So no one else is like noticing that you're down. No one's really helping you or assisting you, but I know you so well, and I have such a care for you that I can smell it. That is how much I can sense when you are dealing with things. Maybe she's like in love with this person, and she's like, oh, you just need me. You just need me in your life? I could be the remedy. I can help you. I can cure your disease and make you feel much better. There you go. Boom. There you go. This is such a crazy song. That was a great opening track though. Like it has so much energy. It just gets you so energetic and pumped up. And then it gets you like really intrigued for where the rest of this album is gonna go, at least on a sonical level, because of how much it gives you in that first track. And I also love how it aligns so much to the title of the album, Mayhem. It feels chaotic, like there's so much going on. There's like all these different sounds, and her voice is doing so much. It just feels like what Mayhem would feel like. So listen, I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued to see where we go from here. I don't know if this whole album is gonna sound like this, but I'm very interested. You have my attention. You have my attention. The next song is called Abracadabra. This is the one that I said that I'm somewhat familiar with, like the chorus and like certain parts of the song, but I've never heard it all the way through. And I also have no idea what the song is about. Like none. So we're gonna see if we can try to figure out what it's about. I've said I'm not really sure if I like this song based on what I've heard so far, but maybe that'll change. Abracadabra, abracadabra. Come on. This is crazy. It feels more normal after coming after the first track. Y'all, this album is dark. Okay, I like this part. Come on! Cause I was like, yo, what? Abracadabra. 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 Okay? Choose the role. Y'all, this is the craziest reaction we've ever done. Like, what? This, not gonna lie, this might be the craziest things we've ever listened to together. This is a lot. This is a lot. I'm trying to get into these lyrics because, like I said, I just never could understand what the heck is the purpose of the song. And I'm trying to figure it out. She said, save me from this empty fight in the game of life. So, like, she feels like she needs to be saved from something. And maybe this song is sort of like, you know, feel the beat under your feet, the floor's on fire. She said, now you're both in a trance because you're dancing. So maybe it's like a situation of she's going through something, some sort of inner turmoil that she feels like she needs to be saved from, but like dancing is sort of saving her from it. I don't know. Y'all, we gotta keep listening. Hey! You can't help but dance. So is the Abra is the unana amor amunana, is that part her tongue? Like that's her tongue and she's saying like death or love tonight? I don't know. Abra! I love that part. I don't know, man. I don't even want to think about it anymore. Nah, nah. Dude. I can't lie. It started growing on me. Like the whole I'm a nah, nah. That kind of started going on me at the end. I don't know. Like I was trying to like understand what exactly the song is about, and then towards the end I was like, I don't even care. Like I don't want to think anymore. It's kind of a bop. Like it's just something that I just want to dance to and like feel for. And maybe that's the point. You cannot help but dance. Like it got to a point where I was like, I don't even want to make sense of it anymore. I just want to feel the beat under my feet because the floor is on fire. So when I was listening to this song, it was kind of giving me the vibe. Like when she said, save me from this empty fight. It kind of felt like the song was almost setting yourself free. Because it's very dark, right? So it sounds like somebody who's going through a lot of inner turmoil. She said, save me from this empty fight. She was talking about sinning and talking about devils. Like it sounds to me like someone who's going through a lot. And this song, you know, where it's like abracadabra, abracadabra, like it sounds almost to me like it's setting yourself free of whatever turmoil you're going through, almost like magic, almost like using these magical spells. Cast your spell on the night, she said, and like magic, it sort of just feels like just freeing yourself. I don't really even fully know how to explain it because it wasn't even 100% the lyrics that makes me think that. It's the way this song made me feel, which is really a huge compliment because it's so crazy how like just this song sonically communicated a message that I don't even fully understand in the lyrics. But also I was looking at these lines where she was saying something that reminded me of the first track, where she was saying, don't waste your time on a feeling. Use your passion, no return. Hold me in your heart tonight and the magic of the dark moonlight. Save me from this empty fight. So it kind of felt for a second like maybe she could be talking about the person that she was talking about in the first song. Remember the person in the first song also was going through like a lot. They were going through a lot of inner turmoil. She actually used the word tortured. And she was saying, I could be your cure. I could cure your disease. I know how much you're going through. So in this song, when she says, hold me in your heart tonight, and she says, don't waste time on a feeling, it kind of sounds to me like she's saying, don't waste time on a feeling. Like let your fears, let your sadness, let your inhibitions go, and just allow me to be in your heart tonight. Allow me to help you. And she said, save me from this empty fight. Maybe she's like, listen, I can save you. I can cure you of your disease, and you can cure me. And we can just let go of these feelings and use our passions and hold each other in our hearts tonight. And she said, you know how she said, with a haunting dance, now you're both in a trance. We're no longer held down by whatever darkness it is that's been holding us down. Like, we're in a trance. We're just setting ourselves free from it. We're setting ourselves free with like the spell of just dancing and just loving. Death or love tonight, right? So maybe it's like death or love. So maybe it's saying you could either continue to live in this darkness and let it drag you under literally until like death. Let it completely consume you, or you can love tonight. I don't know. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that is like the best interpretation that I can get from this song. That is the most I can grasp for what she's giving me right now, because this song is a lot. This song is a lot, but it sort of just somehow feels about, it feels like persevering through something. It feels like choosing to love, choosing happiness, choosing something over the darkness. But what do I know? What do I know? I'm just getting into the song. But guys, I can't lie. The song was growing on me, and especially after, like, if I'm somewhat on track with what the meaning of the song is, it really did kind of grow on me. I can't lie. I'm gonna add a like, when you don't take it seriously, it really is fun. The like, abracadabra, una, na. Like, that's actually fun. I can't lie. All right, we're gonna go to the next song, The Garden of Eden. There's a lot of religious symbolism that's going on. There's like a lot of sinning, a lot of devil, a lot of darkness, and now this is Garden of Eden. I just would never expect a song about Garden of Eden to sound like this. Okay. All right. We're getting lit. Okay. All right. This sound is different. Hey. Sing. This song? You'll never get bored listening to this, I'll tell you that. It just sounds like a night out. Like, it just sounds like a night out, dancing, drinking, having fun, just like setting yourself free. Still considering this Garden of Eden angle. Trying to see where we're sliding that in. Well, yes. Oh. I'll take you to the Garden of Eden. Sing! We hear that? Sing! I'll take you to the Garden of Eden. Oh! Come on! This like screech. Each of these songs just like leave me shook in some sort of way. This one sounded more pop than the first two did. Like a little bit more pop, you know, but it still had like that rock type of element up in there, whatever you call this, rock, metal, I don't know. There was a lot of screeching going on, all of that. But anyway, this song kind of just sounds like a song about just like that you would like listen to when you're just going out with your friends. It's like, we're going out, we're having fun. It's like, you meet me on the floor, you're out of candy, I can get you more. And I think that candy could be a lot of things. So I don't need to explain. You start slurring, then I'll start to squeal and falling over, night and chill. So it's like just like a night out where you're having fun, you're drinking and things. I think that when you think about the Garden of Eden, it was supposed to be, meant to be, this like holy, sacred, beautiful place, you know, that's like full of innocence and beauty. And then there was a sin that happened, right? And now anytime we think of the Garden of Eden, instead of thinking it as like what it was meant to be, we think of it as like a place of, I think people typically use it to symbolize like temptation, right? Temptation, falling into your desires. It kind of has this like negative kind of like connotation attached to it now. And so anytime we think of the Garden of Eden, you think of some sort of like sinning happenings, doing things that you're not supposed to be doing. We're just making dangerous decisions. We're falling into temptations. We're falling into our desires tonight. There's no rules. We're just having fun. We're just letting loose. Garden of Eden. I'll take you to the Garden of Eden tonight. Come be like dangerous and reckless with me, basically. I didn't love it sonically as much as I loved the first two, which is really weird because the first two are very different from my usual taste, and usually I'm more pop, and usually that would align more with like the third track, but actually I like the first two more, which is really strange. I don't know why, but I still liked that song. All right, we're gonna move on to Perfect Celebrity. These like instruments or like whatever this is just so interesting. Oh.
You push and pull me, I don't hurt at all. I talk in circles cause my brain it aches. You say I love you, I disintegrate. You love to hate me. I'm the perfect celebrity.
Ah! Come on!
You make me money, I'll make you laugh.
Oh. I love that delivery.
I look so hungry, but I look so good.
No!
Tap on my veins, soak on my diamond blood. Days asleep on the ceiling now. Can't get me down. You love to hate me. I'm the perfect celebrity.
Come on! That's crazy! Come on! Let's just C word. This is, whoa. Dog, I feel bad because I don't know anything really about Lady Gaga's career. I just know that she's a huge star. And I do know that she faces like a lot of controversy, like a lot. I just remember that. I don't know. But I don't really know a lot about the specifics of her career, so I feel bad. But this concept of her being the perfect celebrity is just such an interesting way to word that, because everything she's listing in this song is the opposite of perfect. It sounds awful, but she's the perfect celebrity. I'll be plastic. I will, I'll starve myself essentially. Like, you love to hate me. I'm just a perfect celebrity, aren't I? I've got everything. I check all those boxes. Perfect celebrity. Oh my God.
Catch me as I rebound. Save me
Oh, that's cool.
underground.
So cool.
Ghost town. You love to hate me. I'm the perfect celebrity.
Oh my God. Her voice is insane. Oh my gosh. That was insane. That was insane. I was shook. I was shook for a lot of that. I love it ending off on that line. I've become a notorious being. Like, notorious is when you are famous, but not for a good reason. Like, you're famous for not good things, or people have... It's kind of like what I was literally just saying about the Garden of Eden, actually. The fact that it's like a famous thing, it's a very popular, very well-known thing, but it has this negative stigma that's attached to it. That's just like such an interesting line to end on right after saying, I'll be your perfect celebrity. I just said it's like worded so well, like perfect. When you think of perfect, you're thinking of things that are flawless, things that are good. It's very positive. But this whole song is so dark. She's just feeling like she's plastic. I made a plastic like a human doll, and like you could push me and pull me. I don't hurt at all. Push and pull is such an interesting thing to say, because she's basically saying that low-key I feel controlled. And it doesn't hurt me at all. Just like, go ahead, do with me whatever you want, whatever you need to do. Find my clone, she's asleep on the ceiling now. That line is so interesting too. Like, my clone. Like, maybe she means her persona, her like famous persona. Because like, if you think about someone being asleep on the ceiling, and then someone like being asleep on a bed, for instance, and them like being parallel to each other. So we're so aligned, like we're aligned literally, but there's such a space between me and her. There's such a space between who we are, but we're so aligned. Maybe she struggles with that. Like, maybe she struggles with the separation between the two. That's deep, dude. This is what I was literally just saying, but these songs are so dancey, like dance, have fun, but there's such a deep meaning to these. She describes so much like darkness and inner turmoil, and a lot of times it sounds like she's talking about someone else, but I think a lot of times in those songs she could also be talking about herself as well. Like in the first tracks that we went through, she could be talking about her. You'll make me money, I'll make you laugh. This relationship is transactional. You give me money and I'll make you laugh. It's transactional. There's nothing more to it. You say you love, that's so interesting to, like, maybe she struggles with like feeling that she's actually loved as a celebrity. You know how we say all the time, like, oh, I love Olivia Rodrigo, I love Beyonce, I love, like, maybe she struggles with that. Like, do these people really love me, or do they just like what I give them? Because she's explaining it here as if it's transactional. And then she was saying earlier, you say you love me and I disintegrate. It sounds like really just struggling with the concept of fame and how you fit into that mold. That's a really deep, personal song that I love that she shared. I love when famous people discuss being famous, but like also sonically it was really good. Like sonically, it kind of returned to that very heaviness. The vocals are insane. When she starts like going into the high notes and screaming, when she starts doing that later, that it's insane. This is not my type of music, honestly, but this is so good. We're gonna move on to the next track, which is called Vanish Into You.
Saw your face in mine in a picture by our bedside. It was cold in the summertime.
Ow!
On a hill high.
This is like fun! Dude! Yeah! Hey! This is so good! Oh, this is so good. Oh, this is so good. Do you hear? Why? Why is this like old school funk and rock mixed together? And it sounds so good. Did I know these genres even existed? No. No. What is this? What do you call this? Tell me what you call that. What genre is that? This is cunt. Somebody had to say it. Somebody had to say it. Someone had to say the profanity. The line, "we were happy just to be alive," that's actually what this sound makes me feel like. I've talked about this before. There's certain songs that when you listen to them, they just make you feel happy to be alive. They remind you of like cruising down the street with all the windows down, hanging out the window and just thinking to myself, I'm so happy that I'm alive right now. That is what this song feels like sonically. And she's clearly talking about someone that she loves. Like, and it feels like that. It feels like I want to be in love right now. Like I just want to grab a stranger off the street and force them to marry me. Yes! Like, please, this is so good. Ah! And it's never boring. Like, come on!
I vanish into you.
When I die is crazy. I already said it. I already said my thoughts while you're looking at me. I already said them. This is my favorite one, at least sonically. This is my favorite. The song's interesting because it sounds like someone that she's like in love with, but it kind of sounds like maybe they're not 100% together, or maybe they're on and off a lot, or maybe they have like a lot of issues. Maybe they haven't completely found each other yet. I don't know, because she said like, saw your face in mine in a picture by our bedside. Okay, so like she said by our bedside. So it sounds like they're together. But she said regret their time. And then like once in a blue moon, I forget you. Which is like interesting, right? Because if you're with someone, you probably would not forget them. And once in your life, you'll be mine. Right? It was interesting. And then she keeps saying, do you see me? Do you see me now? Almost like you didn't see me before. And like I've been waiting for you, crying out. Is she with someone? One second. So it looks like she is with someone. So like my question is like, maybe did it take them a while to actually get together? Like maybe did they have a lot of back and forth or on and off before they actually like fully got together? Or was there a point in time where she felt like she wasn't seen by him, where she felt like she was losing him, or he wasn't completely hers before? You guys can give me context on that, like down in the comment section, if there was any of that situation. But it just seems like she really wants this person though. She really wants them. She loves them so much that she wants to vanish into them, which I really like that phrase, vanish into you. Because it's like almost like I want to lose myself in you. Even when I die, even when I'm not even here anymore, can I still like be a part of you in that way? Which is like really like beautiful. I think that song was really interesting, and I freaking love that song sonically. That was fantastic. We're gonna go to the next song, which is called Killah, featuring Gesaffelstein. That is exactly the type of name that should be on this album. I like the way she said that. It has that funky element.
Standing on the corner, smoking that gas, and the boys all pass me by. Talking some shit, we can handle my ass. I'm a murderer in disguise. Gonna make the curtains scream and leave that.
Hey!
Make the ceiling shake for me.
Oh!
Being fucked up, bedroom diva. I'm gonna make you scream. That's a matter of fact. There'll be a fantasy.
Oh! Dude, she has so much versatility. She has so much dynamic and versatility. She sounds so different on this, unless this is the other person that's featured. But like the delivery is just so different. It's much like softer than the other songs, but like still has this energy in it. And I don't know, like it's just, I never know what to expect. Like it's just so different.
Looking at you like a zombie killer, hungry for a homicide.
Come on.
Alone under your skin and bone, I'ma try you on for size.
We'll do it. This song's nasty. Like, so many different sounds. Hey! Huh! Dude! Yo! That was really interesting. I have no idea what that is. It still had this sort of like funk to it, but like different from the last song. And that's just, she's really just showing her versatility. It's really insane. I'm gonna be honest, like it's not really my type of sound. Like this would probably be one of the songs that I visited the least, or like could possibly be like a skip for me, possibly, but it could grow on me. It could grow on me, but like, I mean, I've said that all these songs aren't really my usual type of sound, but like this one more so. All the boys pass me by, they talk some ish or whatever, but I'm a murderer in disguise. So I'm just like, yeah, I'm just like standing on the street corner, little on me. Little do they know I'm a murderer in disguise. Little do they know, like you start to make me mad. Like she like says a lot of things in here that give you a very violent type of feeling. Saying things like, bite my lip, it starts to bleed. And it tastes so good, but it gotta be bad. Like it's just like a lot of very like dangerous types of like terms and language, describing herself as like this dangerous, seductive type of woman, basically. I don't really know what part of this Gesaffelstein was, because the voices were so different. I couldn't tell whether Gaga just was pulling out another vocal delivery out of her bag, or if it was Gesaffelstein. I'm not sure. I don't really know who was who, because Gaga sounded very different on this. Just doing a really good job with like matching the vocals to like the energy of the instrumentals. My biggest takeaway from that is just like she's super versatile. Not really my type of song, but she's super versatile. We're gonna move on to Zombieboy, track 7. Let's do this. I love like the themes of just like, it's so dark. There's a lot of demon, devil, a lot of like Killah, Zombieboy. Like it's giving very dark, but I love how she's staying on that theme.
We're about to be up all night, waking up with zombies. So put your paws all over me. You zombie boy, you zombie boy.
Oh! What the heck? Child, this sounded like it ain't no holla back girl, cause there ain't no holla back girl. That's what that sounded like.
See you over there in the back of this party.
Hey!
Your girlfriend isn't here. Your girlfriend isn't here.
We don't condone that.
Inside a cage, looking angry and tired.
Oh! Hey! Hey! Hey!
Thirsty over there.
I love the character in the song. Come on!
Can't be this way.
Come on! Hey! It's so groovy. Woo! Come on! Come on! Hey! Come on!
I'll see you in my dreams.
Sing! Be your time. You zombie boy. The police sirens. Dude, the instrumentation. This album really transports you to like a different place. I can't lie. It really like feels so outer worldly. This song is really interesting coming after the last song because there's kind of like this, she's kind of describing relationships between people, but the way that she's describing it is kind of makes it sound so dangerous. It's like this predator prey type of thing. And in the last song, like I said, she kind of was describing herself as like this dangerous, seductive woman, like this dangerous woman who's like gonna pick you up and like I can show you so many things, like that type of thing. And then now in this situation, it's like Zombieboy, like he's got the power in this situation, but like he's the one that's on the hunt for prey. Like the way that she's describing it is just giving so dangerous, but also Zombieboy, like that term kind of sounds like she's sort of saying it like in a way of just like being drunk, like drinking a lot, because she opens up by saying we're about to be up all night waking up a zombie. So maybe she's just like, this is a guy that drinks a lot. This is a guy who basically like lives in bars, lives in clubs. And so maybe he's dangerous in that sort of way. He's like tempting her. She like low-key wants it. She low-key wants him. But then also she's realizing that that will probably be a very bad idea. I think that the songwriting on this album is like very interesting. Like the songwriting is really good. Like in terms of like the songs are catchy and they're like simple to sing, but also there's a lot that's going on lyrically actually. And I just like the way that this is kind of written, like that term Zombieboy and what it means in terms of like drinking and partying, but also like describing it as like somewhat of like a predator and like your bites and things. And I loved like the animation kind of and like the delivery, the you zombie boy, like I don't know, like that cheerleader type of thing. And then when you get into the verses, it almost sort of being like she switches up like the cadence in her delivery, almost like talky or rappy, which I really found interesting. Like I was saying, it's just so versatile. I think that that's so interesting, like the way that it was done. So I really like that song as well. I thought that song was really cool. We're gonna move on to the next song called LoveDrug. Love this. Oh, I like the writing. Hey. Okay, boys. Sing. Come on now. It's more sentimental. Yeah. Hey. I can't lie, this song is reminding me lyrically of Abracadabra. There's like a lot of things that are just like that sound the same lyrically speaking, but we'll get into that at the end. Sing! Yeah. I just need a bit of your LoveDrug. Yeah, I like that song too as well, like sonically. It was much more lax than a lot of the other songs, obviously. It sounds like we're sort of, it does sound like the album has like progressively been getting like a little bit slower recently. We're slowing things down like a little bit, but they're still upbeat. I like the concept of like a love drug, like love obviously being a drug that maybe you get addicted to, you can't get enough of, one that obviously can cause a lot of negative, harmful effects on you, but can also make you feel like you are in such a high. Another round, hoping this one will make me blind. I know this time I won't escape the thoughts in my head. So her obviously making it seem like this is something that she's dealt with more than once. Like, she's referring to it as like this time, hoping that this time this will happen. So obviously her saying that she's been through loves in the past that haven't gone the way that she wanted it to. So she's hoping that this time will be different. And what I was saying about the way that this was somewhat reminding me of Abracadabra is because we were saying that Abracadabra sort of felt like freeing yourself from inner turmoil that you're facing, potentially by dancing or by loving, or just like finding some sort of happiness, whatever it is, finding some sort of passion. And so the way that she says, I won't escape these thoughts that I dread, I need you tonight, but I'm going to fight the feeling instead. Basically say, I don't want to feel, I don't want to cry, so I'm going to dance until I feel all right. And that kind of feels like Abracadabra. Like, I don't want to dance, I want to cry, so I'm going to like put myself in this trance and dance the night away in a sense. But also in this song, she's saying, I just need a dose of the right stuff. I just need a hit of your love drug. As if your love is going to be able to help me through whatever it is that I'm facing. Your love is going to be able to heal a certain part of me. And again, that just reminds me of Abracadabra, death or love tonight. And it sort of feels like that in a sense, not exactly, but it feels like that in a sense. This whole album, like I said, it's just been dark. We've been talking about zombies, we've been talking about killers, we've been talking about like drinking and like temptation and things. And now we have drugs. Like, everything has to be tied to something negative almost in a sense, which is just interesting. Everything has sort of like a negative connotation. This reminds me of what she said, I feel like I'm notorious. Like, you're famous, you're very well known, but there has to be something that's negative attached to it. It's just so interesting how everything has to have some sort of negative content. But this song I think was interesting. It's not one of my favorites, but I do like it. Now we're going to move on to How Bad Do You Want Me?
The good girl in your dreams is bad, your loving me.
The vocals are different.
You wish that she was me.
Oh, I like that.
You're not the guy that she's.
Well, I hope not.
You're afraid that she might leave. 'Cause if I get too close, she might scream. How bad, bad do you want me? You like my hair, my ripped up jeans. You like the bad girl that got in me. She's
Oh!
like all the time, but I've got a tattoo for us last week. Even good boys bleed. How bad, bad do you want me? How bad, bad do you want me?
Girl.
In your sleep, and you feel like such a creep. 'Cause with your eyes closed, you might peek. So hot, hot that you can't speak.
I cannot condone this.
It's true.
When you're all alone, it's true.
What we do, how bad, bad do you want to?
Come on. Hey.
That girl in your head ain't real. How bad do you want me for real?
Come on. God. I don't condone any of that. The song battles with my morals. However, could I shake something to the song, well, yes, a psychotic love theme. I love that line. I love that line. Because this is psychotic. But what have I said since the beginning of this channel? I love psychotic songs. First of all, this song is like very well written. The comparisons of like how I am and how she is and like depicting herself is so bad and her is good. You like my ripped up jeans, and you know ripped up jeans have always kind of been painted as like, oh, if you have ripped jeans, like you're a little bit reckless or whatever. Why, I don't know. And like, you like the bad girl I gotta meet. She's on your mind like all the time, but I got a tattoo for us last week, and tattoo is like another thing that's symbolism for like, if you have tattoos, you're somewhat like more so reckless than someone who doesn't. Deep down, you like a girl with a little bit of bad, but you feel like you must be with a girl who's good, a girl who's like prim and perfect, but maybe you do like a little bit of edge. So like, how bad do you want this? So like, how bad? Like testing a little bit, taunting a little bit. I really like this part at the end. That's why I was talking about with the songwriting. Oh, you love a good girl. Because he has like a good girl and he's a good guy. Like, you love a good girl. And oh, you love a good girl bad. Like, you love her bad. Like, as in saying you love her a lot. But using the word bad because low key, you like a bad girl. Whether you would like to admit that or not. I really like this song. I like the vocals on this song. I really like this song, and I feel like the guy. Where like, I don't want to admit how much I like this song, because it gets my morals. So like, I don't want to admit that I really like the song. I'm like the same. We're literally the same. Me and him, we're the same. So, anyways, we're gonna put a like next to that and pretend like it's not there. We're gonna move on to the next song, called "Don't Call Tonight." We're back to like the disco vibes. Come on! Hey! Yeah! You pull me close and knock me down, then I beg to come back around. I'm so addicted to your lies. LoveDrug. Oh! Hey! Well, let him down! Hey! Let him know what it is. She said I'm not a saint either. Hey! Hey! Very, very, very relatable feeling. Yeah. Come on. Come on, Brad. Another song that's so good sonically. There's some sort of like funk groove to this, but then it has still like the hard, like heavy like sound with it. Still, this song is like so relatable. So relatable. It's kind of just like, this is a jerk or someone who's just like not ready to actually commit to her or actually give her what she wants, not ready to actually be serious. And so she's kind of like, just stop calling. Like, don't call me tonight. You're literally just gonna call me, probably just say to me the things that I want to hear, make me feel good for the moment, and then tomorrow you're literally just gonna go back to your same old ish. So like, stop calling me. Stop like revving up all this emotion in me. Stop leading me on. Stop like dragging me on a string. If you know that this is not gonna go anywhere, stop wasting my energy, basically. You pull me close to knock me down, then I beg to come around. I'm so addicted to your lies. I don't know if this is the same person from like LoveDrug, but it kind of like sounds like that same sort of pattern. It's like the same pattern with like drugs and like any sort of other like addiction. You pull me close and knock me down. Like, that's low-key what drugs do. Like, drugs like tempt you and be like, listen, like, you need me, and then you take it and then it knocks you down, and then like, then you become addicted. You become addicted to that. You become addicted to the cycle, and in the mirror you get weak, all that other stuff. This is just like such a relatable feeling to go through. I really like that song. I'm not gonna put a like next to it simply because, I'm gonna be honest, this album so far has been like so good that the caliber has now like escalated. Like, I try to put a like next to the songs that I feel like are my favorites of the favorites, and because the caliber has now like heightened for these songs, and because I've been enjoying this so much, I need to be more selective about the ones that I'm trying to say are the favorites of the favorites. So I'm gonna like stick to ones more so that like stick out for me more than any of the other ones do. So I'm not necessarily gonna put a like next to that one, but I did really like that song, and like I said, that's an incredibly relatable feeling to go through. We're gonna move on to the next song called Shadow of a Man. Hey. Oh. Did she say that in the other song? Like, she's looking in the mirror and it's like her eyes that she's looking at or something like that. And she also was talking about a man in the last song. Come on! Oh! And she was talking about a knife in the last song. Hey. When I get this feeling, I won't be used for my love and left out to cry. Sing it! That rap? Hey! 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 Sing it then! Come on! I'll dance in the shadow, baby! Come on! Hey! That right there was good. God, that was freaking good. I just love this song, like, sonically. I also love the concept of this song. She opens up by saying, standing in the shadow of another man. So she makes it seem like this is something that's always happening. Typically when you're standing in someone's shadow, it's like this person is like overpowering you in some sort of way. Like you're almost not seen. So she said, in the shadow of another man, as if we've done this before. So this to me for a second was reminding me of like LoveDrug, when she was basically, you know, saying, I don't want to do this time. She made it seem like, oh, this is another time that love could go bad. And when we think about the last song that we just listened to about like Don't Call Tonight, I was saying there was like a couple lines that reminds me of that one, like staring at herself in the eye. So it kind of made me feel like at first, oh, is she talking about love? Like standing in the shadow of this man. Like maybe this man is maybe not really seeing her or not really valuing her. So she feels like she's sort of standing in his shadow. And she said, because I won't be used for my love and left out to cry. I'm not going to be like used anymore and things like that. So that's what I was thinking. I was coming from it from a love perspective, feeling like you were in this other person's shadow. But she's like, if I'm going to have to be in your shadow, I'll dance in it. Like I will literally make the most of it. But then a part of me was also thinking she could be talking about the industry potentially, because at the end, like in the bridge when she was saying, Can't ignore the voice within, and a woman can't lose, but you still pretend. Can't ignore the voice within, and a woman can't lose, but you still pretend. She kept saying woman, 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 after saying shadow of a man, 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 which was kind of making me feel like maybe she's speaking more towards like the dynamic of men and women. So maybe she was talking about the industry, you know, because for a long time in the industry, women were seen as like the ones who, you know, had to really, really like prove themselves more so than a man did. And so maybe is she saying, I feel like I was in the shadow of men many times when it comes to the industry, or when it comes to, you know, like men are typically behind the big machines when it comes to the music industry, like the labels, but like she's still gonna dance in it, she's still gonna make the most of it, she's still gonna find her opportunities. But either way, it could be definitely about love, because she said, I won't be used for my love again. And I said period, I said clap. But I also love the song sonically, and like I said, I just love the concept of that. The songwriting is so good. Sonically, this is so good. This has just been such an interesting listen so far. I'm putting a like next to Shadow of the Band. That I feel like was a burst of energy that was like so good. Like I said, it felt like it was, the album was like slowing down, which was fine because it still had energy, but this one kind of feels like it was returning me towards like the beginning. Now we're gonna go to the next track, which is called The Beast, and see what we get. Like I said, this album is like, I love all of like the dark types of themes.
Turn on the music.
The music's been on, girl.
I touch your
Oh.
face 'cause I see panic, who ring the alarm. I
Hey.
see you shivering, your eyes afraid, your soul is gone. You're out of breath, tick tock, you're almost out of time. You can't stop who you are. 11:59. Your
Hey.
heart's racing, you're growling, and we both know why.
At midnight.
Turn on the music.
Hey. 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 I love the sounds. Because they turn at midnight. Yeah. Turn on the music. Hey. Hey. Woo! Come on. Come on. That's crazy. Hey. Hey. Sing. Dude, wait. Dude, what was that? That song, I can't even explain. The sound of it was so, my God, like it was a lot, but I can't explain. Like it was one of the slower tracks. Like it almost didn't have a sound. I don't know how to explain it. That song right there transports you. That is something else. That is something different. This song kind of sounds like wanting someone to, you know, like motivating someone to release their inner self. And in this context, it kind of sounds like she's saying, you know, like it's midnight, in a sense, like we're on the dance floor, like turn up the music and just like lose yourself in the music. And I want to see you set yourself free. It feels like Abracadabra again, but I want to see you set yourself free in the sense that you just let your complete full self come out. No judgment. Don't care about who's looking at you, who's watching you. Just let your full self be. But you know, and the sense of this song, it's it's like a dance floor, but obviously it can be like in any instance in life, in any context. Just be yourself. And she calls it a beast, almost as if it's something that needs to be tamed. Like, don't tame yourself, which there's levels to that. There's levels to that. But in a sense, like, yeah, like, you should be yourself, even if you feel like other people maybe won't accept you or other people won't really like you. She could be talking about, you know, obviously just like giving a message to her fans, like, hey, just be yourself no matter what. She could be giving a message to someone that she really cares about. Like, it could be sort of like a disease situation. Just like, let yourself be. Or she could be talking about herself. Because, you know, the more and more that I think about it, that's what it could kind of feel like for so many things. For like disease, for Abracadabra, for this, I'm thinking a lot of the times like, oh, she's talking about someone in her personal life that she really cares about. But honestly, she could just be talking about, it could be a song to her fans. Like, I know that everyone at this point in life is probably down and out. We've been through a lot recently as a society, you know. Everyone's probably down and out. You're probably all sad. And you know what? I know that. I smell that. So let me set you free tonight. Let me give you some good music for you to dance to and set yourself free. I really, really liked this song. I loved the song sonically. I love how I can't even explain why I liked it sonically because it was unexplainable. But I just love the vibe of it. Now we're going to move on to Blade of Grass.
Lovers kiss in a garden made of thorns. Traces of lonely words, illusions torn.
Come on, songwriting.
You said, how does a man like me love a woman like you?
Oh.
Come on and wrap that blade of grass around my finger like a cast.
Oh, wow.
Even though the church burned down, I'll be your queen without a crown.
Come on.
Wrap that blade of grass and we'll make it last.
Aww.
This is the lawn of memories I'm on.
Yeah.
Said, hold me until I die and I'll make you brand new.
Come on.
Come on and wrap that blade of grass
Hey.
around my finger
Like a cat.
and we'll make it last.
That's so beautiful.
Something, yeah, it's no diamond ring. The air that I'm breathing
Come on.
forever's not enough. Forever's not enough.
Sing.
Come on and wrap that
Come on.
grass around my finger like a cast. Come on and wrap that blade of grass and we'll make it last.
I love. Why does it sound like a plane just crashed? I love this song. I love this song. I obviously love it coming before Die With a Smile. But like, this song, it's so like meaningful. It reminds me obviously of Vanish Into You. Like that love feeling and her being like forever is not enough, and me talking about how Vanish Into You, she said like, when I die, let me vanish into you. Like almost like even beyond death type of thing. But this song is so sweet because there's something so simplistic about a blade of grass, especially when she starts off saying lovers kiss in a garden made of thorns. Like she's saying garden, and then there was another time when she said, I'm so alone, I'm so lonely in this field. Like you can, oh my God, there's so many layers to that. There's so many layers to that. When she said a garden, I was thinking about Garden of Eden. Like maybe was she saying that like this maybe started off with us doing Garden of Eden things. Like maybe this started off with what we're talking about in Garden of Eden, just like testing temptation, just like, you know, like going falling into your desires or whatever, and then maybe it actually built on something real. I'm so lonely in this field. I don't know, I was thinking about what she said in this field. I was thinking about like her saying in my career or whatever, but in like any instance in life, like I'm so alone. And there's something just so simplistic about wrapping a blade of grass. And I read that she like just got engaged, so instead of like a ring, just like wrapping a blade of grass, because the grass is like so symbolic of like kissing in the garden and fields and things, but it's also just so simple. She said, like later on, she said, no diamond ring or something like that. She said, the church burnt down. Even though the church burnt down, I'll be your queen without a crown. Like, we don't even need the bells and whistles. We don't need the big fancy weddings. We don't need, I don't even need to be crowned to be a queen. I don't need to have that symbol. I don't even need the diamond. Like, just wrap a blade of grass. All this was just so sweet, and it was so like beautifully written. And like I said, I just loved it sonically. It was very delicate, but also had that energy when it came in. Like when she was said, come on, like it still had so much energy there as well. And then later on when she said, a song we'll both sing, yeah, it's not the same thing, yeah, it's not the same thing, forever's not enough. I don't really know exactly what she meant by it's not the same thing, but when she was saying it, it was reminding me of like how earlier she was saying that it seems like she's been through this pattern in relationships, this pattern with men when they tend to like go badly, and her saying it's not the same thing, it's not the same thing, was making me like wonder, is she saying that this is not the same as the past loves that I've had? This is not the cycle. This is something different. This is something much more meaningful. It's not the same as what I've been through in the past. Putting a life next to that, that was really good. Can't lie. And now we're going to move into the last song, which is Die With A Smile. I don't think I've ever heard this song all the way through, but I'm very, very familiar with the chorus. So let's do the song. I didn't even know that this, I don't know, I thought it was like featuring one of them or the other, but it's a collaborative effort.
I just woke up from a dream where you and I had to say goodbye.
So good after the last song.
But since I survived, I realized,
especially since it sounded like a plane was going down.
wherever you go, that's where I'll follow.
Wait, the last one sounded like it was a plane that was going down. And then we go to Die With A Smile, where he's talking about like almost being close to death. That's good. Every night like just the last night. Like just the last night. Boom. It's so wild. I wanna be next to you. Say it. I wanna hold you just for a while. And Die With A Smile.
Lost in the words that we speak.
Come on.
I don't even want to do this anymore. 'Cause you already know what you mean to me.
Come on. If the world was ending, I wanna be next to you. Reminds me so much of the last song. Oh my gosh.
Next to you.
Wait, is this that part?
Right next to you.
Yes! Oh my god.
I wanna be next to you.
Bye!
If the world was ending, I wanna be next to you. I wanna be next to you.
Please. Please, please, please. That is so good. That is so freaking good. I don't know why this hit harder than it ever has before. Like, I don't do this when I'm scrolling on TikTok. This doesn't happen. Like, this reaction, that does not happen. That is because I listened to it in the context with this album and I feel like I'm more connected to her, you know? And we go through all this stuff like Blade of Grass and LoveDrug and what's the other one? Don't Call Tonight, The Jerk and Don't Call Tonight. See, we've been through a lot. We've been through a lot, and that is why when we get to Die With A Smile, it feels like we're celebrating. We're celebrating this love. I love that song right after Blade of Grass. Bruno did his thing. We all know that Bruno can sing. Gaga did her thing. I know now that she can sing very well. So like, the song eats. The song eats, and I appreciate this for everything that it was. Guys, we have reached the end of Mayhem, my first ever Lady Gaga album. I feel like I've showed you how I felt this whole time. I feel like I've showed you how I felt. It's so, I really can't put into words, well, I'm gonna have to, how this album has made me feel, because I told you guys coming into this that I've never really listened to Lady Gaga, but I had heard Abracadabra, and from the snips that I heard of that, I just didn't know if this album was going to be my sound. I don't know a lot about Lady Gaga, but for some reason, whenever I would think of her, I would just think of Crazy, because I feel like I just seen her do a lot of very energetic, outlandish things. Not in a bad way, but I just feel like anytime I think about her, I think about someone who's very out there. So I expected her music to be like that, and I, for some reason, thought that I wasn't really gonna vibe. But for some reason, like, as soon as I pressed play, it just clicked. As soon as I pressed play on Disease, it just kind of, I did have to warm up to it, but still, it didn't feel like, oh, this is not for me. It just, for some reason, felt like, oh, I like this. I don't know why I liked it. I feel like it sort of transported me to like a different place. This is like so sonically good, the way that the songs would make me feel something that even if I didn't fully understand the lyrics or fully understand what she was trying to get at, it sonically communicated the meaning to me. I feel like Abracadabra does that. I could be completely wrong about her intentions for what that song is. Well, you guys can tell me in the comments, no, she said in the interview it's actually about something completely different from what you said. And you know what? That's fine. That's fine. But I feel like it communicated a message to me, whether it was the one that she intended or not. Mayhem, I understand that. Chaotic, all over the place. It sounds like that sonically. It sounds chaotic. When I say that though, I mean that it still is very cohesive though. Like, this project to me sounds cohesive, even though there are many different types of sounds. It sounds cohesive, and it's not all over the place as if like, oh, this is messy or this is too much. It makes sense the way that it is, and it's still structured in its chaos. I also love how she has so many dark themes in this, and she like kept that up throughout the entire thing. It's dark, but there's also a lot of optimism and positivity. There's like this light at the end of the tunnel in those songs. There's like trying to find the light in the darkness. And I also loved how, like I said in the beginning when I was listening to Disease and Abracadabra, I just kind of like assumed that she was talking about someone that she cares about, because it sounded like she was talking to someone. But I also liked how as we went on and as she kept speaking, it kind of seems like she low-key could be talking about herself. She also low-key could be giving a message to whoever it may concern, whoever the listener who's listening to this song. Hey, I know that you may not feel accepted everywhere you go, but like the Beast, I want you to literally show me who you are right now. I'm Lady Gaga. I'm going to create songs for you to vibe to, for you to dance to, and for you to feel free to. And I just want you to show me. I just want you to take that opportunity to allow yourself to set yourself free and to identify with this and identify with what I'm writing about. And I just found that to be like so beautiful and meaningful. Like I said, I just love how this was like so energetic and so fun and so dancey, but all the meanings are actually so deep and actually so layered when you think about it. I love how even though she was going with like this hard metal rock type of situation, she still mixed in like groovy sounds and funky sounds and like an R&B-esque sometimes. Like, she mixed in all these different things, and it was just so interesting to listen to. Like, this was never boring. Let me give you guys what my favorite tracks were. My favorite tracks were Disease, Abracadabra, Perfect Celebrity, Vanish Into You, How Bad Do You Want Me, Shadow of a Man, The Beast, and Blade of Grass, and also Die With a Smile that I forgot to heart as well. That is 9 tracks. Killah, like I said, was probably the one that I probably will revisit the least out of all of these songs, but I don't dislike that song. It's just not really my vibe, but I don't dislike it, and I actually appreciate a lot of things about it, like the animation and things. But like I said, I wanted to put a like next to the ones that really, really stood out to me, and the fact that 9 songs really, really stood out to me out of 14 is kind of insane. All right, guys, I've been talking for forever. Thank you, Lady Gaga, for this project. Sorry it took me so long to get into the tea. I'm sorry. It was nothing personal. Just, I don't know. I have no defense. Thank you for this project. Thank you guys so much for watching this with me. I know this reaction is kind of late compared to like when it came out. Like I said, I wasn't gonna react to it at first, but I'm so glad that I actually sat down here to react to it. So thank you guys so much for watching this reaction, experiencing it with me. Like I said, hit that subscribe button and stick around if you liked this video and if you want to see me react to more very popular artists that everyone else knows except for me. Or you can watch my older videos where there are literally A-list celebrities that everyone has listened to except for me, and you will be able to find my reaction to it there. But stick around, guys, for more. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you guys later. Love you guys. Bye.